We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Patrick Paul, Miami Dolphins rookie left tackle, and I thought he really showed some great strides this game in pass protection. Really, only him and Brewer were like the only NFL offensive linemen out there, like playing up to that level at least. And I thought he did a great job in pass protection versus some very difficult opponents, and Danielle Hunter and Anderson, and he won a lot of battles. He got help at times, but you can see his size and athleticism going against guys who are very athletic with good size. His footwork, like you can just see how much range he can cover. Really nice. Like it's nice to see him mirror and match, recover to the inside, counter moves. I thought his hand placement can still use some work at times. It gets a little bit wide with them, but I like when he gets aggressive. The Dolphin system also just, I think, helps offensive linemen with their pass protecting skills because they don't have to face as many one-on-ones, true pass sets, so they can, get their feet underneath them, in these games, feel comfortable, and like look at that inside hand stopping power on the play. I think his run blocking definitely left some things to be desired. There were some good reps, but like overall, I think he has to show some improvements. All around he has to show improvements, but I think in the run game, there's times where, he takes poor angles. He can still create some movement. I want to still see some better technique in the run game getting low, because sometimes those guys will set the edge against him. But I really like what I saw in pass protection. That's kind of like the biggest thing. And if he can show these strides the rest of the season, if Armstead's retired, then you kind of have your starting tackle situation figured out next year with Paul and Jackson. Some big athletic players, obviously, can create some movement in the running game. I think that's helpful. But to me, if you really want to like trust those guys as your tackles, because they'll have some problems in pass protection from time to time, you need to upgrade at guard. But going into to Paul here, I think one thing you can just see, he's very comfortable. Here he gets a one-on-one with Danielle Hunter, and he was very comfortable just riding these guys. Like when he wins a lot of his reps, it's when a guy tries to win to the outside of him. He clearly knows how to like use his length, his athleticism to his advantage. Sometimes he'll overset and give up the inside, but like here, he's able to stay patient, allows this guy to just work past him and then ride the wave. He's able to just ride him past the pocket there, keep him going. He gets, late help from the left guard, but it doesn't really matter in this situation. But just keep pushing him past the quarterback and stick with it too, because these guys are long and bendy. If he doesn't stick with it here, Hunter may be able to work back into the play, but he sticks with it with his hands, be active, length, size, doesn't get beat around the corner very often. I think that's one of his strong points. Here's another good rep against Will Anderson. I like this one because Will tries to clearly slow play and give like a little bit of shake there, and Paul's just mirroring and matching him with his feet. Boom, feet, hands are good. Get some, with pretty good placement there. Like it's a little high maybe, but able to get back into a spot, play with a good base, and now he just sustain, match with your feet, and then you give Tua enough time to, that was the touchdown to Johnny Smith, where they kept like a really clean pocket all around, but Paul won his rep very good. Now it's against Anderson, who was like a top 5 pick in his draft, but he held his own. Like here, Hunter tries to hit him with a speed to power, and Paul's able to really sink his hips. Like look at him getting age, and he just sinks, anchors, and then is able to push him to the outside with little help from Jones late, but like early on in the rep, like he wasn't getting absolutely destroyed. A lot of, a couple instances like that happened in the game, like where he got pushed back a bit, but for going against Hunter, who has the most pressures in the league and is a freak of nature athlete and has insane size, like he held his own, and I was definitely impressed with him in that aspect of the game. I think a lot of the rookies were the highlights of this game on both sides. Here you can see him, look at the get off the ball, jumps off the ball, times the snap perfectly, and I like this. He's off the ball, quick into his kick step, but he's also patient, doesn't really click his feet either. Like he keeps a good base, he's staying balanced, he's not getting too far over the top, he's bending at his knees. Maybe his hands get a little bit too wide and he gets pushed back a little bit. I like his initial play off the ball there. Like he looks very comfortable, explosive. Here Hunter really tries to hit him with that bull rush to the inside, and I think, Paul responds to it pretty nicely, gets pushed back a little bit, but is able to anchor right there. And then also would get help from Jones. It's really quality play from Paul. Looks very comfortable getting off the ball. Love how explosive he is. For his size, man, that initial get off is super impressive. I think if he just figures out the nuances of the game, like if he can figure out how to like do a lot of the resetting of his hands, play, the hand fighting game, use snatch and trap, like different techniques that he can evolve with, that will be a super big help. And also just like if McDaniel's still the coach, that will be a huge help, I think, just for all offensive linemen. Because you don't have to always do these true one-on-one pass sets, and I think if Dolphins ran that a lot, their O-line would struggle a lot more, but it just makes life easier for them. Here, get some speed to power, show the anchor. Gets a little help, but like it's nice to see like him respond like this way. Sometimes like even if he does this, sometimes still giving up his chest. And that guy's doing really low leverage, and he's a tall player. He's able to anchor pretty nicely. Give Tua time in that pocket on. That was like the first third down of the game. Here they try to hit him with an inside counter. This is Hunter, but look at the inside stab right there. Boom, punch with his right hand inside to slow that down, and then bring his hips and feet back across so he doesn't lose to the inside there. And then Hunter tries to spin out of it late, and look at him like show balance, body control, recovery, stay back on his feet, and then square it up. Tua was escaping to the outside, but like he's getting his reps. He loves to aggressive set. I feel like he feels very comfortable when he can, jump set like this. Vertical set, you still want to see some better reps, but like jump setting gets into them. He does hug him here. He does need to work on his hand placement, because I knew sometimes it is taught to keep your hands wide, but like he just straight up hugs him initially. Fortunate to avoid the holding call there. But that stuff, really, really good. Get help from the tight end. Just wash Hunter down the lane there. Like, really just let him run the arc. Get him out of the way. Allow Tua to escape the pocket in a freeway. He did that multiple times throughout the game. Here's like a really good example of him aggressive setting on Hunter. Just get engaged with him instantly. I like the hand placement. I like the timing of it all. I like he's got really good like base. He's bending at the knees, like he's playing straight up at the top. He's not leaning over the top. And now he's just staying patient, under control, and he's sustaining, not allowing that guy to escape at all. Like, that's a really good rep. Like an ideal jump set rep. Here's just another one where this is a concept when you can't see it here, but every single person on the field ran literally a 5-yard hitch. So like Tua had like looked at all of them, not a single one was open. He goes from there, nope. Technically Paul guy gets the pressure, but this is not on Paul at all. Like he wins his rep, holds onto it long enough. Tua kind of escapes into it anyways, but there was nowhere to go with that ball. Like nothing was open. He had to escape the pocket just to throw it away. And then just continuously, Paul, like I was saying, just running him around the arc. Even when he kind of loses the hands battle here, he's got such good length to recover and athleticism to still get his hands on and widen him and push him past the quarterback, which is exactly what you want to do in those situations. And just another example of just riding him past. Especially, like, he loves to do this, especially when the Dolphins slide their protection to the left. So they have a little bit of help to the inside, just in case, like, there's not as much room, so they just ride him outside. And then, the run game, there was some confusion here. Like, here, looks like, he would potentially double team 72, but 72 stunts to the inside. So he puts out that hand, realizes that. What he's got to do is that, he goes here, he comes here, and then he just is late to see 48. Paul didn't see him. Felt like this has been a real problem for a lot of the players on the team. Just somebody missing an assignment. Sometimes not even like they just like make a, bad block. Like people are just missing assignments. Here's a good example of him like, widening. Like he gets engaged with Hunter. Plays a little too over the top. Technique could be better. But you can see the power to drive and then widen that guy out of the lane, which helps, Achane hit through. But then like here's a rep of him kind of, getting stonewalled at the edge. This guy sets the edge. Not as much room for Achane to hit a cutback lane. So that's something I think, he can work on at times. He can play a little high. Bigger defensive ends will be able to set the edge versus him. So that's kind of an example. Here you get to see him help on a double team and just look at the length here. Like even though he shouldn't be able to really help on this, but look at the length and just enough power there to just really widen and help Julian Hill finish that block. Was very close to being broken. If Jonnu Smith, here's another example. Brewer up to here, but Jonnu, instead of getting 48, they just let 48 go and he tries to cut off 39. So clearly another miscommunication. Something's going on in this game, but Paul down blocking. I just really wanted to show the pass protection though. Like the pass protection, thought there was some great strides taken because pass pro, there was definitely question marks in the other couple starts that he had, but I thought this was his best game yet, which is, I think, a surprise just because of how good the Texans' edge rushing duo is. And he had some like true one-on-one reps too, which, what you don't get too often. That's why sometimes it's hard to grade the offensive tackles for the Dolphins because they don't always get a ton of true pass sets. But really nice things that you like to see. Really, the athleticism was popping for me in this game. Like if he can he has the athleticism to be really good in space in like the run game or the screen game, but he's just really needs to work on his angles. If his angles can get better, he can be such a weapon for the team because that's such a big part of the Dolphins offense. He just quite hasn't figured that part out of his game yet. So hopefully that can improve going into next year. But, end of the year, we'll do a video on all the rookies kind of breaking down their entire year. look what they did really well, things they can improve upon, things they already maybe did develop at. But I think overall, pretty solid showing for a rookie class where you didn't have too many picks, especially considering most of your picks came on day 3. You only had 2 in the first 2 rounds. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.